येना तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णु पदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामीनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 21, Text 6, and the text 6, if anyone, 6 to 10, if you all can read the verse and translation, please.
Hare Krishna. Chandana Mataji, can you share Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, I will do.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Only the shloka and the translation, no, Prabhuji? No purpose.
Yes, please.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. Mataji, you can go ahead with the shloka. Prashanti Puvada Mataji, you can read the shloka, and Shilpa Joshi Mataji can read the translation.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Maitreyi Vacha Rajasrujeti Bhagavan Kardamo Brahmano Vittaha Saraswatyam Tapastepe Sahasranam Samadasha. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Can you scroll up, please? Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Pranam.
Pranam.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The great sage Maitreya replied, commanded by Lord Brahma to beget children in the worlds, the worshipful Kardama Muni practiced penance on the bank of the river Saraswati for a period of 10,000 years. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, Mataji, we can go to the next sloka. Sudha Mataji, you can read the shloka. Anusuya Mataji can read the translation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Pranamas.
Hare Krishna.
Tata samadriyuktena kriya yogena kardama sampraptede hari bhaktya prapanna varadashisham. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. During that period of penance, the sage Kardama, by worship through devotional service in trance, propitiated the personality of Godhead, who is the quick bestower of all blessings upon those who flee to him for protection. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Next sloka, Mataji. Medavini Mataji and Anita Mataji can read the shloka and translation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Prabhuji, Pranam. Tavat prasanno Bhagavan Pushkarakshah krite yuge Darshayam asatam shattaha Shabdham Brahma dadhatvapuhu. Thank you, Janat.
Hare Krishna. Translation by Sri Prabhupada, Jai Sri Prabhupada. Then in the Satya Yoga, the lotus-eyed Supreme Personality of Godhead being pleased showed himself to that Kardamuni and displayed his transcendental form, which can be understood only through the Vedas.
Hare Krishna. Mataji. Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Shobha Mataji and Vrishabhanu Mataji can read the translation and shloka. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Pranam, Prabhuji and Mataji. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Text 9. Tatam viradham viradham arthabam itabhat मोत्पलस्रजं युक्तानीलालकव्रता वक्त्राब्ज विरधो अम्बरम्. हरे कृष्ण प्रणम.
Hare Krishna, Nandit Pranam Mataji. Kadharma Muni, so the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is free from maternal contamination in his eternal form, effulgent like the sun, wearing a garland of white lotus and water lilies. The Lord was clad in spotless yellow silk, and his lotus face was fringed with silk dark locks of curly hair. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Divya Mataji, you can read the shloka, and Sindhu Mataji, you can read the translation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Siddhikunda Shankachakradada Svalagida Manaha Sparsha Smitekshanam. Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Pranam Shlokaji. Translation by Devangari Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Adorned with a crown and earrings, he held his characteristic conch, disc, and mace in three of his hands, a white lily in the fourth. He glanced about it in a happy, smiling mood, whose sight captivates the hearts of all the devotees. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Over to you, Prabhu.
Okay. Omagyanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So here it is explained in detail how Kardama Muni is the son of Lord Brahma. And as the son of Lord Brahma, he is actually instructed to be a Prajapati, which means a progenitor, because that was the duty of Brahma, to fill the universe. That was his devotional service, fill the universe with humans. And Brahma was given specifically the knowledge by Krishna of how to create, how to engineer, how to manipulate the already existing raw materials that Krishna creates, to engineer it and make it into different things which can sustain human life, and then propagate the human existence. And so Kardama Muni was a son of Brahma who was asked to become one of the Prajapatis and a progenitor. And so Kardama Muni did the same thing that his father Brahma did. When Brahma first came from the lotus flower, from which was emanating from the navel of Lord Vishnu, it was dark everywhere when he came out. It was like there was nothing. Brahma didn't even know who he was. And then suddenly we see darkness everywhere. He saw, somehow he felt that there is a lotus petal and there is a stem that is going down. So he tried going down through the stem of the lotus, and he started hearing these ferocious noise. Whoosh, whoosh. These were the waves of the Garbhodak ocean. Very scary. I mean, it is very scary to be in total darkness. I mean, those who are living in the cities, we are not able to experience total darkness because there's some light somewhere. But then if we go into the forest, into the villages, we see that total darkness, we cannot even see our hands. That's total darkness. That's scary in itself as to what is next, what is in front of me. I don't even know. But then the darkness in an ocean is much, much more scary, because darkness outside on land, you don't hear much scary noises. It's just the uh, fear of the unknown from within. But here it's not only the fear of the unknown. In the ocean, there are these waves which are making different kinds of sounds. We don't even know what sound it's making, what sound it means, and darkness everywhere. Has anyone experienced that darkness in the middle of the ocean? Very rare. Although we are in the middle of the ocean of material existence. And in this ocean of material existence, we are actually not able to see ourselves. The soul is in total darkness. Although externally we see light and things like that, but that's just for the body. For the soul, it doesn't know who he is. What is he supposed to do? Same situation as Brahma. That's when, out of desperation, Brahma cried out in his thoughts, "What am I supposed to do? Who am I?" And then he heard two words, tapa, ta and pa. These are the two syllables of existence, first syllables of existence. And it was revealed from within that tapa means austerity, perform austerity. And Brahma performed austerity. He had the darshan of Sri Krishna. He heard the eighth float of the note of the flute of Krishna. He was Brahmana initiated by Krishna himself. And then Krishna told him what to do, how to do it. Kardama Muni knew this. And when Brahma, his father, gave him the instruction, he took it to heart and he did the same thing that Lord Brahma had done, his father had done. He engaged in austerities. So that's what the first verse is saying. Commanded by Lord Brahma to beget children in the worlds, the worshipful Kardama Muni practiced penance on the bank of the river Saraswati for a period of 10,000 years. And that's what Srila Prabhupada is saying. To perform yoga, we need a long, long time. It takes a long time. Valmiki Muni performed yoga practice for 60,000 years. So just this 15-minute of yoga practice is not going to lead us to the actual purpose of yoga, which is yoga means union between the consciousness and the supreme consciousness, having the same will. So in Kali Yuga, it is not possible at all. We hardly live for 100 years, if at all. 80, 85 max. But so just doing 15 minutes of yoga for 80, 85 years, even if we do for our whole lifetime from our childhood, mostly 650 years or something, it's not really going to move the needle, as they say. It's not going to help at all in the spiritual emancipation. It can help the body in some way, but not the purpose of yoga to be fulfilled. And so, krite yad dhyayate Vishnu, tretayam yajato makhai, dwapare paricharyayam, kalau tad hari kirtana. This is the verse. There is yuga dharma for every yuga, which is established by the yuga avatar of that particular yuga. Krite yadhyayato Vishnu, in Krita Yuga, in Satya Yuga, there is the means of our liberation, our purification, the Yuga Dharma that is prescribed for that particular age is Dhyayato Vishnu, meditate on Lord Vishnu. That's for Satya Yuga. What's for Treta Yuga? Tretayam yajato makhai. Treta Yuga is for performing sacrifices. Ashwamedh Yagya, all these different yagyas. Those yagyas in Kali Yuga won't work because that's not the Yuga Dharma. Dwapare Paricharyayam. In Dwapar Yuga, it's Paricharyayam, which means deity worship. And Kalau Tad Hari Kirtanat. In Kali Yuga, it's Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Harer Nama Eva Kevalam, Kalau Nasti Eva, Nasti Eva, Nasti Eva Gatranyatha. In all other ages, also, Harinam, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Harinam works. But in Kali Yuga, there is nothing else other than Harinam. So in Satya Yuga, you can either do yoga or Harinam. With both, you can achieve perfection. In Treta Yuga, Yagya or Harinam. With both, people have achieved perfection. In Dwapar Yuga, deity worship or Harinam. Both work. But in Kali Yuga, it's only Harinam. There is nothing, no other thing works. There are some organizations which try to promote yagya, perform yagya with fire sacrifices and all of these things. And that will help. But no, that doesn't help at all. For the fire sacrifice, there has to be an animal who has to be sacrificed in the yagya. And then the proof that the yagya is successful is that the animal comes back alive. So, but that is for Treta Yuga. So all of these things are not possible, especially, and these go in line with the different qualities of each yuga. In Satya Yuga, all four qualities, all four pillars of dharma are there: austerity, cleanliness, mercy, and truthfulness. All those four are there in Satya Yuga. In Treta Yuga, three are remaining. Austerity goes away. There's only mercy, cleanliness, and truthfulness. Then in Dwapar Yuga, mercy goes away. There is only cleanliness and truthfulness. And that's why for deity worship, cleanliness is extremely important, which goes away in Kali Yuga. There is no cleanliness, neither internal cleanliness nor external cleanliness. So deity worship as the only means of spiritual emancipation is not an option. Yes, it can assist, it can help, it can accelerate deity worship, but it's not a replacement for Harinam. In Kali Yuga, there's only truthfulness to begin with. And as Kali Yuga proceeds, the pillar of truthfulness keeps deteriorating. So we are 5,000 years into Kali Yuga. We still have 427,000 years to go. So we can see even now there's so much quarrel and hypocrisy, and all this is because there is no truthfulness. Everyone is out to cheat the other person. And that's what Srila Prabhupada is telling. 15 minutes of yoga to claim that, hey, I'll give you some yoga practices, do 15 minutes a day and for 50 years and you'll be spiritually perfect. Kardama Muni did for 10,000 years. In Satya Yuga, when it was the Yuga Dharma, when the people had all this austerity, mercy, cleanliness, truthfulness, these qualities were there in the bodies of the beings at that time, naturally. In Kali Yuga, our bodies don't have those qualities at all, or our minds are not don't have those qualities, nor is the surrounding encouraging those qualities. No one encourages austerity. No one encourages mercy. People mercilessly kill animals. Truthfulness, not needed. Cleanliness, you can make a show of cleanliness, but we know just a little bit of external. If we take out the covering, we see all dirt inside. So for different yugas, there's different medicines that is given. For people in the age of Satya Yuga, when they had all these different qualities, perform yoga. You can also perform Harinam, but perform yoga, physical yoga for 60,000 years with those qualities. Kali Yuga, the same medicine. If the doctor, we go to the doctor, they look at, diagnose the problem, but also give the medicine according to the body type. For some bodies, there may be some other allergies, and so for the same disease, they may give another medicine. But for another person, another patient, the doctor may give a different medicine for the same disease because of all the complications that that patient has in their body. So similarly, for the body and mind in Kali Yuga, the medicine is Harinam, not yoga, not deity worship, not yagya. That was for people with different kinds of bodies and minds, which would help them develop their love of God. But now it's only Harinam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. These 16 words, they have this magical, transcendental potency in them. So in this way, in Satya Yuga, Kardama Muni, he actually performed this yoga as a devotional service. Here he says in the next verse that during that period of penance, the sage Kardama, by worship through devotional service in trance, propitiated the personality of Godhead, who is the quick bestower of all blessings upon those who flee to him for protection. So, samadhi yuktena kriya yogena. And kriya yogena, Srila Prabhupada translates, is bhakti yoga. Kriya yoga is bhakti yoga. Karma yoga is also we can perform karma yoga, jnana yoga, dhyana yoga as bhakti yoga. And very intricate. Why is this bhakti yoga? He looked like he was doing dhyana yoga. There is karma yoga, jnana yoga, dhyana yoga, then bhakti yoga. These are the ladders of the yoga ladder. So he was samadhi yuktena, he was in trance. He was doing all the things which are relevant for yoga, for dhyana yoga. Then why is Prabhupada calling this as bhakti yoga? Why kriya yoga? The reason is the previous verse, where he says, under the instruction commanded by Lord Brahma, he performed these penances. So he was performing dhyana yoga, but under the instruction of a pure devotee, Brahma, it becomes bhakti yoga. Just by following the instruction of a devotee, it becomes devotional service. Even though it may look like dhyana yoga, or it may look like karma yoga, but it is bhakti yoga if it is under the instruction of a pure devotee. Just like in the early days of ISKCON, Sri Janananda Prabhu, Jayananda Prabhu, he is very famous because he's the one who started the first Rath Yatra in San Francisco, in all of ISKCON, which was in San Francisco. And Srila Prabhupada was very pleased. That was Srila Prabhupada's desire, to have Rath Yatra in the Western world. And Sri Jayananda Prabhu is the one who actually manifested that desire, that fulfilled that desire into reality. Srila Prabhupada was so pleased with him, and not pleased just because he somehow made a rath and somehow engaged devotees. All this was there, but he was extremely pleased because of his consciousness with which he was doing this. In fact, when he actually, Sri Jayananda Prabhu, he gave all of his, when he joined the temple, he gave all of his life savings to Srila Prabhupada. Said, Prabhupada, this is yours. You're my guru. Srila Prabhupada would give this example to everyone. Look at this. It's so difficult to give up the attachment to money, but he was like, just here it is. And I will be maintained. I have full faith if I perform devotional service unto you under your instructions, I will be maintained. Krishna will maintain me. Rakshishyati iti vishvaso. Gopadritve varnam tatha. These are principles of surrender. Goptritve varnam tatha. That Krishna is the maintainer. If I just do devotional service, I will be maintained by Krishna. That is my faith. And Krishna then reciprocates with that faith. There is, in Bengali, there is a saying, Srila Prabhupada writes in the Gita, Shraddha Shabde Vishwas ko hai Sudrida Nishchay. Krishna Bhakti Koila Sarva Karma Krita Hoy. Which means that Shraddha, what does Shraddha means? Shraddha Shabde Vishwas ko hai, Vishwas ko hai Sudrida Nishchay. That this Shraddha means this determination. Sudrida Nishchay. What determination? Krishna Bhakti Koile Sarva Karma Krita Hoy. That just by performing devotional service, everything will be accomplished. That is the faith. That is the faith Sri Jayananda Prabhu had. He gave all of his money to Srila Prabhupada, moved into the temple, and then he found, how do we maintain the temple? Who gives the money? So many devotees are willing to join. How do we maintain them? So he took permission from Srila Prabhupada and said, Prabhupada, I'll drive taxi throughout the night. Throughout the day, throughout the night, he would just drive taxi. Whatever money he would collect, he would give it to the temple for the maintenance of the devotees. Now we can say, well, he was a taxi driver. It's a karma yoga maximum. Yeah, he was offering his results to Krishna, but he was doing this under the instruction of Srila Prabhupada. And so that became pure devotional service for the mission of Srila Prabhupada, of a pure devotee. And so that became pure devotional service. So similarly, here, even though he's Kardama Muni is seemingly performing dhyana yoga, it's actually bhakti yoga. He's worshipping in bhakti yoga for thousands of years. And but that is, again, Srila Prabhupada establishes and confirms that's not for Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga, we should take the principle from here that we follow under the instruction of a devotee, but for Kali Yuga, Guru Sadhu Shastra, they all align that it is Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Harer Nama Iva Kevalam. Only Hare Krishna Mahamantra, only Harinam is the Yuga Dharma for this particular age. And here he's the propitiated, the personality of Godhead. Who is the personality of Godhead? Prapanna Varada Ausham. Prapanna means one who surrenders. And Varada Ausham, one who gives blessings, bestower of all blessings. So if we take shelter of Krishna, sometimes we think, oh, I'm so sinful. I have done, I may have done so many bad activities. How can even Krishna accept me? Isn't it hypocrisy? In Hindi, there is a saying, "So chuhe khake, billi haj ko chali," which means that the cat eats so many mouse and then she goes for religious worship, as if all her sins will be forgiven. And sometimes we feel guilty, we feel hypocritical to, if I surrender to Krishna, Krishna will first punish me. But here, saying no, Krishna will reciprocate. Even if it seems like punishment, it's actually for our best. He will take care of us. This is the faith that a devotee has, who flee him for protection, because only Krishna can give protection. And he performed this tapasya for 10,000 years. It requires so much patience. 1 year, I mean, 1 day, okay, 2 days, 10 days, 1 month, we feel, oh, it's too much. I should get some result right now. 1 year, okay, after 1 year, at least 10 years. We have been chanting for 25, 30 years. When will we get the result? 10,000 years. This is patience. Utsahan nishchayat dhairyat. One must perform dhairya, which is patience. There is the story of this Chinese bamboo. The Chinese bamboo tree, when the farmer sows the seed, they have to actually mark where they sowed the seed, because they put water in the general area 1 day, 2 day, a week, 1 month, nothing comes up. For 6 months, nothing comes up. Many times the farmers forget what was the location that we had sowed the seed for the bamboo tree. And there's nothing. So they have to mark it. But they keep putting water, keep pouring water. And then after 6 months or 6 weeks, I forget the exact timing, but after a long time, 6 weeks or 6 months, one of those, it actually grows. You start seeing a little bit of the bamboo coming up. And in next 7 days, it grows 10 feet tall. So the Chinese bamboo farmer may just say, hey, nothing's going on. I'm putting water, nothing's coming. Let me do something else. No, he's patient. Similarly, when we hear and chant, we are watering the roots of the Bhakti Lata Bija. The Bhakti Lata Bij that the devotee has, that the Guru has planted in our heart. But then we do it for years together. We chant, we hear and chant, we pour water on the seed by hearing and chanting about Krishna, but no effect. That's because just like the Chinese bamboo, it's growing its root, it's growing inside the ground. We are not seeing any manifestation outside, but it's growing inside the ground to support that quick 7-day progress to 10 feet tall. Similarly, 1 day, it's growing. Whatever we are hearing and chanting, it is having effect. We may not be able to perceive those effects yet because it's growing roots below the ground, inside our heart, which is not visible now. But it's taking roots just so that it can support that quick progress in devotional service. But we have to be very patient. If we give up patience in bhakti, then we'll just give up things. Again, it is not recommended that, oh, let me be patient. If not this life, then next life. If not next life, then the life after that. So many lifetimes are there. Not that kind of patience. That is laziness. That's why Srila Rupa Goswami says, Utsahan nishchaya dhairya. All three must be there. You must be enthusiastic. We must be enthusiastic. We must be determined, and we must be patient. Not just patient, but along with patience, enthusiasm and determination also. If we are only enthusiastic, and no patience, no determination, then we'll be like, yeah, whenever kirtan is there, we will jump and dance. And then once the kirtan is over, we go back to our sinful activities. There is no determination, there is no patience to wait for the love of God to revive our love of God. Or if we are only determined, no enthusiasm, no patience, then that determination will not last for long. If you are only patient, no enthusiasm, no determination, that patience also will not last. It won't be patience at all. So, patience means combined with enthusiasm and determination. We continue watering the roots, the Bhaktilata Bija with enthusiasm. We continue hearing and chanting with enthusiasm, with eagerness. If Prabhupada said, a devotee asked Prabhupada, but I'm not feeling enthusiastic for kirtan. Prabhupada said, then act enthusiastic. Because when we act enthusiastic with the prayer that Krishna, I'm not feeling, my mind is not feeling enthusiastic, but I want to feel enthusiastic. Look, I'm trying. I'm putting into action. I'm going against my mind. As an expression of my sincerity, I'm putting into action. That convinces Krishna that we are really sincere to get enthusiasm. And then when we act enthusiastic with this sincere expression, putting it into action, then Krishna gives real enthusiasm. If we wait, oh, let me first be enthusiastic, let me first feel enthusiastic, then I will act enthusiastic, that will never come. We have to act enthusiastic, not many people may say, well, if I'm not feeling enthusiastic, I act enthusiastic. That's hypocrisy. That is, I'm just showing off. I'm doing something which I really don't feel. I don't want to do anything that I don't feel. If I feel, then I do it. Then that is sincerity. Yes, that is. But acting enthusiastic when you're not feeling enthusiastic is not hypocrisy, as long as we are not doing it to show off to others. What is the motive behind acting enthusiastic determines whether whether that action of enthusiasm is hypocrisy or whether it is truly sincerity. Am I acting enthusiastic against my mind to show others that, look, I'm so great that I'm enthusiastic in devotional service? Or am I acting enthusiastic against my mind, even though I'm not feeling, to as an expression to pray to Krishna? Krishna, look, please give me real enthusiasm. And then Krishna, if it is out of sincerity, out of prayer to Krishna, that I'm doing my best, I really want it. Look, I'm putting into action, even though I'm not feeling it. I really want it. Then Krishna will give real enthusiasm. If we are feeling impatient, we act patiently. We act patient. And suddenly, because of our sincerity that we put into action, even though we are not feeling it, Krishna will give that feeling of patience. If we are not feeling determined, if we act determined, our mind is telling us, yes, go after that sense gratification. But we are acting determined. No, I will not. My mind is saying, but I'm not going to put this into action. I'm acting determined. Then Krishna will give the real determination from within. So here, Sri Kardama Muni was so patient for 10,000 years. Valmiki Muni, 60,000 years performing this tapasya. All of this in the mood of devotional service under the instruction of a devotee. In the mood of a devotional service, that is pleasing to Krishna. Krishna goes right at the motive, at the what is our motivation for doing devotional service. And sometimes he puts us in these precarious positions just so that we can reevaluate why am I doing devotional service again? Initially, when we come, we are very clear, why am I performing devotional service? That I want to please Krishna. And then when we sit for chanting after a few years, there is no taste. He takes away the taste for chanting. Like, wow, there's no taste. Why am I chanting? Earlier, I used to feel so much taste, enthusiasm for chanting. Now I'm feeling no taste for chanting. What is this? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Like Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, like bellows of air. In that same way, we are just pronouncing the names. There is no taste. That is a test. Am I chanting to please myself or am I chanting to please Krishna? Irrespective of how I feel. Krishna demands that kind of surrender at that point. Then we are forced to go inside. Why did I start chanting? Because I felt nice initially, or is it because I wanted to please Krishna? And then when that churning goes on into our mind, then we come to the conclusion, yes, I'm chanting to please Guru and Krishna, irrespective of whether I'm feeling like chanting or not. Then Krishna will give real taste. Okay, now you are becoming clearer in your consciousness why you are doing what you are doing. Krishna is not fooled by the externals. Externally, we may perform deity worship, but what is our motivation? We may be on the altar doing chamara to the deity, but Krishna is looking at our motivation. Are you performing this deity worship in front of all of these people to show them off? Look, so nicely I'm rotating or roaming the chamara. Look at me. If that's our motivation, then we are not worshipping the deity. We are worshipping our ego in the form of that deity. Or is our motivation that I've been given this opportunity, even though I don't deserve it, to to collect everyone's devotion and offer it to Krishna. In the form of this chamara, I'm offering this for your pleasure. What is our motivation? That's what Krishna is looking for. Not what external we are doing. Yes, we need the externals. We need the rituals that we do because it gives a vessel in which we offer our love to Krishna, these rituals. So they are needed. If a guest comes to our house, we can give them water in a glass or in a glass which is made up of ruby and emeralds, or just we can hose them down with the pipe and say, drink whatever you can. Ultimately, you want water, right? Okay, here's the water. Here's the hose. I'm hosing you down. Now you drink whatever you can with this water. But that's not really love. Love is you put it in a vessel, give it in a form that it can be consumed. Similarly, when the real thing that we are offering to Krishna is our love, but it has to be given in a particular vessel in a way that Krishna can be pleased. Now, that vessel could be a simple glass or an emerald glass or a or diamond glass or whatever kind of ritual we are doing. That's good. But what's really important is the love in that. If we just give a diamond glass to someone without any water, that doesn't quench the thirst. So both are important. Love is important as well as the rituals are important. But more important is the love in the form in which we are giving. One time, Guru Vayurappan from in Kerala, he had a great devotee, Narayan Bhattahari. And this Narayan Bhattatri, he was writing a book, Sri Narayaniyam, Glories of Lord Narayan. And while writing that book in glorification of Guru Vayurappan, he asked Lord Guru Vayur, "My dear Lord, what is your favorite Naivedyam? What is your favorite offering that I can give you?" And he had such devotion that the deity replied, "I like payasam." And so Sri Narayan Bhattatri was perplexed. Payasam? My dear Lord, what if I cannot offer you even a payasam? So he said, "Well, then you can offer me some chipped rice and some bit of jaggery." And so Bhattatri said, "My dear Lord, I I don't work, I don't have any money, I hardly keep my body and soul together. What if I cannot offer you even a chipped rice and bit of jaggery? How do I express my devotion to you? I want to offer you something." He said, "Okay, if you cannot offer chipped rice and jaggery, maybe you can offer banana, milk, butter, curd. You don't have to stretch for those things. You can offer them." Bhattatri said, "My dear Lord, what if I cannot offer these also?" Lord said, "Okay, even if you cannot offer that, no problem. I will accept tulasi and a little water. Just 2 tulasi leaf and water. You offer me, I'll be very happy. No problem. And water also, spoon of water. A spoon of water, put 2 tulasi leaf. Perfect. I'm happy." So Sri Narayan Bhattatri, he became very, very desperate. He said, "My dear Lord, what if I'm not even able to offer you a spoon of water and 2 leaves?" Then the Lord said, "When you are in despair that you are not even able to offer any of these things, if you offer 2 drops of tears from your eyes, I will accept them as the highest offering." Hearing this, Sri Narayan Bhattatri started crying profusely. "You are so merciful, my Lord." And he was offering his tears of ecstasy to Sri Guru Vayu. So the Lord just wants our love and he looks at our motivation. Is our motivation greed? Is our motivation prestige or arrogance? Or is our motivation envy? Or is it love? That is what all that he is actually looking for. So in this way, when we chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we must be very, very cautious. What is our motivation? Many devotees, before they chant, they actually pray, they bring their intention together. They don't just sit and start chanting Hare Krishna, and our mind is just going all over the place. They spend some time, 5 minutes, just in bringing their intention onto why am I chanting? What is the process of chanting? "Oh Krishna, I'm yours. I have no qualification to chant, but Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada have said that I should offer my consciousness to you. Please guide me how I can offer my consciousness to you while chanting. I'm very offensive. Please help me. Oh Radhe, I'm yours. Please grant me the service attitude and gratitude that pleases you. Oh Krishna, I'm yours. Please grant me the sincerity and taste for hearing and chanting your name, form, qualities, and pastimes for your pleasure. Oh Rama, I'm yours. Please grant me the spiritual strength and purity so I can perform Namruchi, Vaishnav Seva, Jivadaya, with determination, devotion, dedication, discipline, sincerity, and humility. Please help me. And now, when we are chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, we are meditating on the meaning of the holy names, crying like Srila Prabhupada said, crying like a child cries for its mother. And sometimes we may not feel that love, but then we act enthusiastically. We act as if we love Krishna. We act as if we are experiencing the holy names with the prayer that please grant me that sincerity and taste. And then Krishna will grant that taste. He will reciprocate with that sincerity. And that's when he's pleased with our sincerity, because all we have to offer to Krishna is our sincerity. At this stage, as a sadhaka, we may not have pure love for Krishna, but that sincerity to perform devotional service even against all odds, against our mind, against our what other people around us are saying, still against the whole world is trying to convince us I'm the enjoyer, going against that and trying to be the servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord, chanting in that consciousness. That sincerity is a form of love that we are offering to Krishna. And then slowly, slowly, that love of God within us will be revived. Just like Sri Kardama Muni was given the darshan of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is free from all material contamination, in his eternal form, effulgent like the sun, wearing a garland of white lotuses and water lilies. The Lord was clad in spotless yellow silk, and his lotus face was fringed with slick dark locks of curly hair. In this way, Nam Rupa Guna Lila, when we chant the holy names of the Lord, the form of the Lord is revealed. When we continue chanting and focusing on hearing and meditating on the names, on the meaning of the mantra, then Rupa, Nam, Rupa, Guna, the qualities of the Lord are revealed. And then the pastime of the Lord, Nam, Rupa, Guna, Lila. The pastime of the Lord is revealed as soon as we start chanting. But all of this happens as we are progressing, as we are meditating and hearing the holy names. Not that we are artificially looking at trying to meditate on Krishna's pastimes while chanting. No. When we chant, those pastimes are invoked. That is the revelation of Krishna's Nam Rupa Guna Leela. So with this, we will end today's discussion. If there are any questions or comments, we can take now.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Pranams, Prabhuji.
Hare
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for blessing us again. And I really don't know how to glorify you, Prabhuji. But one thing is clear, that we all are getting benefited and blessed enormously by your speech and your association and your words, Prabhuji. And thank you. So that we can connect with the Lord. Hare Krishna. Little bit. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Pranams. Mataji's or Prabhuji's, anybody has any doubt, please raise your hands and you can ask.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, can I ask?
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Wonderful class. Lot of, pores in our mind and brain and everything opens up when we, have this listening. My question, Prabhuji, is that when you said that whatever sadhana that we do should be for Krishna's pleasure and not for our pleasure. Now, for me, I am mesmerized and I love absolute, I'm in bliss when I go to the temple. So now when you said, and I was introspecting, it is purely my pleasure that I go to the temple. How do I turn it into Krishna's pleasure, Prabhu?
That's a very sincere question. Thank you for your sincerity. How do we... So this process of devotional service is naturally joyful. It is said in the 9th chapter that this particular devotional service is automatically, it's joyful within itself. So when we, the association of devotees, honoring of prasadam, kirtan, all of these things are joyful. So that does not mean that if we are joyful in Krishna consciousness, that we should start feeling guilty. Oh, why am I happy? I should not be happy. Krishna should be happy. No, that's not the way to look at it. The way to look at it is, yes, my purpose is to please Krishna, and in that way I will also participate in the enjoyment with Krishna. It doesn't mean I should suffer and Krishna should enjoy. Many times we feel if Krishna should enjoy means I should suffer. No, my happiness should be in Krishna's happiness. So when I try to please Krishna, I will also get that pleasure, but not independent of Krishna. Along with Krishna, I will get the pleasure in Krishna consciousness. So, but if we do sense gratification, which is separate from Krishna consciousness, which is independent of Krishna's enjoyment, that that is something which we should be concerned about, but not the happiness that we get in the association of devotees when our focus is to please Krishna. Of course, there also we have to be careful when we are associating with devotees, that keep on introspecting, am I really doing this just because for my sense gratification, or how am I connecting this to Krishna? How am I connecting my friendship with devotees to Krishna? How am I connecting my honoring of prasadam with Krishna? But this is susukham kartum avyayam. It is a naturally joyful process. So we should not feel guilty that I'm feeling happy in Krishna consciousness. But be happy to participate in enjoyment with Krishna. That's the goal. Krishna, our happiness lies in Krishna's happiness. So when Krishna is happy, Prabhupada said, we will automatically feel that happiness within ourselves. When we water the root of the tree, all the parts of the tree are satisfied. So a devotee asked Srila Prabhupada, how do I know that I'm pleasing Krishna? So Prabhupada told him, how do you know that when you eat, you are satisfied? He said, yeah, when I eat, I feel full. So he said, similarly, when you please Krishna, you will feel fulfilled completely within ourselves. And then we will not need these external sense gratificatory activities to feel fulfilled, because we are feeling fulfilled from within ourselves due to our connection with Krishna. So does that address
I
you?
will have to, I don't know what self-talk will I have to do, because it's only purely my pleasure. Just now I want to run to the temple, and I'm there, I'm in the kirtan and all.
Yeah. So
I'm so happy to see him and all, but there's nowhere where I'm feeling that, okay, Krishna is also happy to see me. That feeling is not there. It's only about me, Prabhu.
Yeah, just by going to the temple, associating with devotees, you are pleasing Krishna, and Krishna is giving that taste. And Krishna will take us to that process. It may happen sometime in future that, and it has happened with several devotees, that Krishna will take that taste away. And that time will be the test. Do we still go to the temple? Do we still associate with devotees? Are we still chanting? So right now, go ahead with the flow. Don't worry about it. But as devotees who have experienced different stages of Krishna consciousness, there might be a stage at one point where the taste may not be there, and at that time, please continue associating with devotees, continue going to the temple, continue performing devotional service, because that's a test. It's not anything wrong that we are doing. So Krishna will take all of us through different stages, and he will guide us also from within. He will force us to introspect as well. So don't worry about it. This is a very, very joyful process, whatever stage we are at. And sometimes you may not have to go through that stage because of your sincerity. So it's not that every time it will happen, but yeah, don't feel. I mean, I would just recommend not to feel guilty about being happy in Krishna consciousness.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, that was so helpful. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, Mataji, Misaki Mataji, you can go ahead with your question.
Hi Krishna, Prabhu, Danat Pranams Prabhuji. It's always very, very wonderful to hear from you. I was actually missing the Radha Madhav, the big blow-up picture that you generally have as a background. We missed that part of the Transcendental Association. That is a feast to our eyes also. Incidentally, I was also thinking, I'm also trying to enjoy Radha and Krishna background. I was also immediately thinking when this Mataji was asking the question. So thank you, Prabhu. Prabhu, my question is, you mentioned about Utsahat Nischayat Dhairyat. Sometimes we are very enthusiastic, sometimes we are overly determined, but we don't, but at least for me, I can say that patience is something very, very difficult. So how do we balance it? We know, Yashoda Maya also ran behind Krishna and got the mercy. Only then she could only bind. So what is the status of Sadhaka Bhaktas? All that is known and there in the head. But somehow when the real situation comes, it is so difficult to exercise patience. Sometimes we over endeavor, sometimes we think that our determination is not enough, let me try hard, and in that way I think I'm more a passionate person. So sometimes it becomes, slowly, instead of exercising patience, I become passionate. So, and then I realize, I didn't have to endeavor so hard. In any case, I could have just waited. So Prabhuji, how do we draw that line between enthusiasm and determination on the one side and patience on the other? Because enthusiasm and determination go together, but patience is a different ball game. And where do we draw the line? How do we know? Am I exercising adequate enthusiasm and determination, or am I becoming lethargic in the name of patience? So if you can let us know how to identify that, Prabhu, that will be very helpful. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Danat Pranams. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Wonderful question. Very insightful, very deep. We can give a generic understanding of this, but for specific situations, we need to discuss with our guru, with our senior God family, and Srila Prabhupada's disciples, and other disciples of other gurus, other devotee friends. That's why we are in the association of devotees, because there are senior devotees who have gone through certain situations, and they can guide us. Hey, what you're feeling, it's normal, it's okay, don't worry about it. Maybe and some seniors may say that, look, you're being too enthusiastic, and trying to, in the long term, this will hurt you, so be patient, don't worry. Different situations, seniors will guide. We need also association of our peers, our friends, our devotees who are at the same level as us, because then we can share, and they'll say, yeah, I mean, I am also feeling the same things. And we also need association of devotees who are junior, so we can guide them. And also the association of some of the junior devotees reminds us of our initial days in Krishna consciousness, how enthusiastic we are. So when we are being lazy in the name of patience, like you said, we get enthused. Oh wow, wonderful! Yeah, I remember doing all of these things, and I think I need to buck up a little. So we need to have association of all these three levels of devotees to properly meter our enthusiasm, determination, and patience. Because utsahat nishchayat dhairyat tat tat karma pravartanat asat sanga tyaga sato vritte, which means give up false association, give up association of non-devotees or non-devotional thoughts, and associate with devotees. sato vritte. So this utsaha nishchaya dhairya is not in itself. It is along with association of devotees as well. So that's where we will get the proper guidance of where are we crossing the line, where are we being over enthusiastic, which will hurt us in the long run, where we need to be a little patient, where are we becoming more patient and becoming lazy, uh, and how much of it should be in each situation. That is given in the association of devotees. And yeah, that will definitely help us.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much. I have one more question, but after Anasuya Mataji, I'll ask.
Hare Krishna. Anupriya Mataji, you can go ahead with your question. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, this one, Kali Yuga, Harinam is the ultimate, whatever we do. So, is it good to perform Homa or Harinam, Sankirtan, like Bhajan and all Kirtan? So, which is better, Prabhuji? Like if we are performing at home, like
If we are performing at home or outside or wherever, Srila Prabhupada always recommends, as per the Shastra, it's Harinam, Kirtan, Bhajan, hearing and chanting Krishna's holy names, speaking of Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita. Those are the Yuga Dharma for this age. At the same time, uh, we may have our friends who may not be at this level to accept devotional service directly. So, therefore, we can do yagya for their benefit as well. But in that yagya, if it is done in a devotional way, at the end and during the yagya, we chant the holy names. So it looks like a homam, it looks like a yagya, and of course there are bona fide mantras that are chanted. We have to be very careful of yagyas also, because we are invoking the fire god and also the Lord Vishnu in that fire. And if we don't pronounce the mantras properly, if we don't do it properly, it may actually backfire. It may give bad reaction. But if we do all the yagya properly with the fire yagyas, at the same time there is chanting of the holy names going on while the priest is chanting the mantras. The mantras are also chanting of the holy names. At the same time, Brahma Samhita is going on. All of these things are going on. It creates a very beautiful atmosphere for someone who is maybe attached to yagya to do that, as well as do the holy names. Do it in a way that is increasing our attraction or taste for the holy names. But ultimately, if we just do yagya without the holy names, then for material benefit and this and that, it backfires more than helps us. Because first of all, we don't have those pure brahmanas that were there in Dwapar, in Treta Yuga. We don't have the purity. We don't have the pronunciation properly. There are so many examples when one syllable is mispronounced here and there. It goes in different directions. There is even Brahma. There is Brahma, there is Brahma, and there is Brahman, Brahm. So each of these look same, but depending on how you pronounce, it's completely different meaning. So again, with yagyas, we have to be a little careful. At the same time, if someone is attached to doing yagyas, we don't say don't do it, but accompanied with chanting of the holy names.
Prabhuji, one more question. This one, Ashtotra, that is 100 names of Krishna. So, is it the same of chanting, or can we do that? Like, I am used of doing the Ashtotra every day. So, it comes under Archana or Kirtana, Prabhu?
Yeah, Ashtottara Shata Nama.
Nama.
Yeah, it comes under Harinam, but it should be in addition to the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Yuga avatar who has told us the Yuga Dharma. So we must chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, but other names of the Lord should be in addition to the Hare Krishna Mahamantra and not as a replacement of Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
So we can do simultaneously. So it comes under Harinama only.
Yes, and other names of Krishna are also in Harinam. It's just that since the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is something very specific for this age of Kali. In like Satya Yuga, there was Yagya, but also holy names, and that's why we see Dhruva Maharaj was asked to chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, and he was not asked to chant Hare Krishna mantra. So Harinam was there even then, but in this Kali Yuga, Hare Krishna Mahamantra Harinam is the most potent medicine. Like if you go to the chemist shop, there are some prescribed medicine that the doctor gives, which you can get only with prescription, and there are others which you can get off the counter. So Hare Krishna Mahamantra is something which is prescribed, but you can get other names of Krishna off the counter. It may not be as potent as the Hare Krishna Mahamantra for reviving our love of God or for taking us all the way to Goloka Vrindavan, but they are potent. They are also potent.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you for a wonderful question. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, is it okay for you to take up one more question, Prabhuji?
Sure, absolutely.
Yes, thank you, Prabhuji. Mataji, we can ask Mataji. Medavini, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Prabhu, you mentioned about Narayan Bhattadri pastime, where the Lord was asking, if you cannot do this, do this, do this, do this. It's like 12th chapter. If you cannot do this, do this, do this, do this. But I just wanted to know one thing that you said little 1 spoon of water and 2 tulsi leaves. Any significance of 2, Prabhu? Because generally we offer 1 tulsi per item. So I was just wanting to understand the significance of 2.
Yeah, that's a nice question. I mean, even when we hear of how Sri Advaita Chandra, he used to worship Shaligram with 2 tulsi leaf and chandan and water and cry out for the advent of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There also it was 2 tulsi leaf. So I'm not exactly sure what is the significance of this 2 tulsi leaves, but they come repeatedly in different. Krishna likes 2 tulsi leaves. He doesn't like 1 alone. Maybe his 2 lotus feet. When we offer tulsi leaf, 2 lotus feet, 2 tulsi leaves. But I don't have any specific answer to that. But yeah, this 2 tulsi leaf has significance.
Okay. No, because it's quite surprising, because generally agarbatti is also we offer in like 3, 5, 7 like that.
Right.
So even number it is coming. So that's why I just wanted to know. Or should we offer like every item 2 tulsi leaves if that's dear to the Lord? What do you suggest, Prabhu?
When we offer bhoga to the Lord, we put 1 tulsi leaf per item or like that. But in general, like 2 tulsi coming out of 1 root kind of thing is offered is pleasing to Krishna.
Oh, okay. Difficult to get that.
Yeah. I mean,
sure.
Again, after that, he asked, what if I'm not able to even offer that? So
yes.
So
you're not even at that level. At least I'm not at that level also, no, Prabhu. That's why we are focusing on the details, 1, 2, because I'm not able to shed tears for the Lord. So at least let me do 2 tulsi leaves like that. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. One simple question. Thank you for the wonderful class, Prabhuji. These 2 tulsi leaves, it has to be dipped in, it has to be in the water? Like in a small vati or something?
Yeah, I mean, he said a spoon of water and tulsi leaf. So if we want to follow Guru Vayur Appan, That's what he said. At the same time, if we are putting it in some payasam or sabji or something like that, there is water in there anyways. But if we are just
that's
offering tulsi leaf, then if we can dip them in water, that also is sufficient.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Pranams. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for the wonderful class. And I pray to you, Prabhuji, and pray to the Lord also for blessing all of us to have your association again and again, Prabhuji. Thank you so much,
Very
Prabhuji.
grateful
We can
for all
end
of
with
you. I'm very grateful
We seek
for
your
this
blessing.
opportunity and for all of your wonderful association. Thank you, and please pray that I may be able to also implement some of the things that Srila Prabhupada has given in this Srimad Bhagavatam purport. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. I request all the Matajis for we'll chant one round for one Mahamantra for Prabhu.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Vaishnavibhyo Namo. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Bless us, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Please pray for us also, Prabhuji, so that we can become even advanced devotees.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, with your permission, can I end the meeting, Prabhuji? With your
Yes,
permission?
sure.